Imagine, if you will, that you are a mere recreation of a man. This man is great, famous, legendary even. Their achievements and capabilities are spoken of around the world. Their presence is celebrated. But people look upon you with nothing but fear and disgust, seeing not just an inferior copy, but an abomination that simply should not exist. This is, in fact, the life of Metal Sonic, one of the most beloved and historied villains of the Sonic franchise. Since his creation, he has struggled to keep up with the being he was made not only to match, but surpass, only to be overwhelmed and conquered time and time again, for reasons he can barely fathom. No matter how many upgrades he receives, how many skills and powers he learns and copies, Metal Sonic is never capable of defeating his lifelong nemesis. That kind of repetitive loss and a life of isolation as a pariah, only valued by a man who treats you as nothing more than a valuable tool, can easily turn anyone cynical and desperate, to the point of willingly throwing away everything they are for a chance at finally being something more. And this is where the Metal Sonic I present to you now has been led. Down his self-destructive path of insisting upon his own greatness, and driven by a desperate need to overcome Sonic at any and all costs, he proves himself an empty and nihilistic being. That would make it all too easy for an ancient, powerful force of nature to manipulate him into making a deal that would nearly end him in the process of achieving the power necessary to finally conquer Sonic the Hedgehog. And this brings him to a fallen fragment of one of the only beings capable of providing that power. The end lost to Sonic once, but now it knows him, and it knows to beat him, it must match him in his own domain. And so, confronted with Metal Sonic's desperation, it will be all too easy for the end to convince Metal Sonic to form a pact and accept the power of the limitless void. He would care little for the fact that doing so will slowly but surely consume everything he is and leave nothing but the end piloting his optimized robotic husk. And so, I give you Metal Sonic, reconstructed with the technology of the Titans, and incarnating the all-consuming void in a body capable of speeds beyond fathoming. I find it all too fitting to name this form Thanatos Metal Sonic. Yes, I've named him after the god of death. All too fitting, if you ask me. But you know what's killing me? I really need more people commenting. The vast majority of viewers never comment, and commenting on my videos, driving up engagement, is the best way to ensure more people see my stuff, and my subscriber count climbs. So please, like, comment, and subscribe before you close this tab. Now, back to where I was with Metal Sonic. Across from him, Sonic is forced to combat this threat by tapping into the transcendent power he once wielded against the End, but it likely will not be enough. Without the powers of cyberspace to bolster him and provide the final leap in strength required, to destroy the form of a force of primordial nature, his only option will be to achieve the strength he held as Cyber Supersonic on his own. Without the cyber corruption drawing that strength out of him and amplifying it, he'll have to learn to do so alone. And I don't believe that's an unlikely path of growth for him either. When Sonic ascends to the, according to the game files, titled Supersonic 2, the red in his eyes emerges in the form of lightning, as blue replaces it. From here, his corruption-induced form brought that blue out to become the dominant color, and replaced it with silver. I fully believe Sonic is working through the spectrum of the Chaos Emeralds one by one, working his way back to blue, and cycling his way towards reobtaining the greatest power he has ever held. If Sonic is to defeat Thanatos Metal Sonic, he will need to awaken Hyper Sonic, with or without the Super Emeralds. And for once, I believe it might be possible for him to do it without them. Although, it would definitely come with a steep cost. But even then, his foe is without a doubt one of the most dangerous entities his universe could ever produce, and it will take everything he has to defeat him. He stands at the edge of oblivion, as a familiar and haunting chorus of voices speaks in unison with that of the estranged twin that has hunted him for most of his life.
The end comes for you, my loathsome copy.
Once more, the dance between creation and oblivion takes place. An agent of chaos seeking nothing more than freedom and life ever-changing, standing across from a being whose entire life has been bound by code, command, and steel, now losing himself to the void, and doing so without a hint of remorse. In the end, this battle comes down to optimism and pessimism, pushed to the level of forces of nature, becoming a cosmic duel between vassals of everything and nothing. Well, that's enough rambling from me. This is the Envoy of Kairos, signing out. I hope to see you all commenting here again soon in another 2 weeks. Thanks for watching, guys.